Hi guys, Jenny here for your September Tarot energy update. So every month I take a few cards to guide us through the month, and so that we can get an idea of what to expect, what to positively embrace, what to turn away from. And this month's energy is really interesting because it builds very nicely on what I was saying in August. I think I mentioned in August how things seemed to be speeding up, and it felt like after the lockdown and after everything was so slow and everything almost started to feel like it was in suspended animation. It really did feel like things were starting to gather momentum again. And our first card in this month's reading is actually the Eight of Wands, which is a rush of energy. So it looks like that energy is continuing to speed up throughout the month. And I always think of the Eight of Wands as sort of incoming. It's things are moving faster and faster. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a particularly stable energy either. It's a little bit unstable, so it comes in gusts. So it may feel that things sort of go very, very quiet, and then all of a sudden something will come out of left field and take us a bit by surprise. It's like the wind of change. It's Wands is creative energy, so it's literally coming in and helping us reshape everything around us. Okay, and how we respond to that big rush of energy is going to be fundamental to how we move forward, which brings us really nicely to our next card, which is what should we positively do? What should we embrace positively in the month ahead? It's the King of Wands. So this is all about taking action. The King of Wands is the charismatic, dynamic, creative leader. He's a visionary. So what he does is he takes people with him. So this month is all about being a creative leader, being a creative visionary, and really moving forward. And it doesn't have to be an artistic creative project. It can be any sort of creativity. But basically, what the king does is he uses the energy around him to actually reshape his world and to move forward. So action is going to be really, really important. And we can see that, can't we? We can see that as it happens. We can see people using technology to find new ways to make things happen. We can see businesses reimagining the workplace. It's how we reimagine the world moving forward, which is going to be really, really important as we move through September, as we get to grips with the practicalities and the fast rate of change that we're all having to contend with. So what should we turn away from? That was the next card. What will not positively help us? And quite a dark card. We have the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords is possibly one of the it's one of the ickiest cards in tarot. It's really tricky. It's actually it's called the Nightmare card. But what the Nine of Swords talks about is it's how we use our minds. So in the Nine of Swords, it's all in our head. So how we use our thoughts is the light through which we see the world. So I've talked a lot this month to other creative, intuitive, and people like me who work in the energy field, other professionals, and we've all said that there has been quite a strange increase in the amount of negative energy in the energetic field. It's just a fact. The COVID virus seems to have churned up a lot of negative energy in the field, and that's psychic energy as well as physical energy. There's a lot of dark stuff going on around there. And those people who identify with that darker side of the energy field probably are going to really suffer, because the Knight of Swords tells us that, if we want to, we can see the nightmare. And if we start to go into that mindset, if we go into the nightmare mindset, we're going to cause ourselves an enormous amount of stress. If we go down the proactive route, down the King of Wands route, then we're going to have a much, much more positive outcome. For ourselves, we have to turn away from that hell going, it's all going to hell in a handcart kind of mindset. So it's going to be really, really important for us all to turn away from negative thinking and actually maybe even separate ourselves out from anyone that's showing up with any kind of negative energy. It isn't going to be positive for us at all. Now, it isn't normally, but this month particularly so, because of the chaos energy that the Eight of Wands brings. We really, really want to keep ourselves in a really, really positive place, because there's stuff flying around all over the energy field, and we want to make sure that we're attracting the positive stuff our way. So what was the umbrella card? What was the what should we all be guided by in the month ahead? And a really lovely card, the Two of Cups. Relationships. Relationships are going to be fundamentally important moving forward in this next month. The Two of Cups often talks about new romantic relationships, and that's probably going to be quite on the increase after lockdown. I guess there's going to be a lot of people moving forward and actually cementing new relationships that started during lockdown. They started as the Ace, started as a potential. Now they're moving into the Two, and then moving into making that an actuality. But this isn't just about romantic relationships. This is about deepening bonds between people. And this is going to be very stabilizing. Now, I do think, as I said earlier in this video, that some relationships probably won't make it through this month because of this Eight of Wands chaos that's blowing through and almost like a broom sweeping clean. So relationships that don't make it, friendships that end, just relationships in general, which basically may find a reason just to peter out. We have to let those go, because this is like an energetic clearing. Okay, but it's going to be really important to deepen friendships with people who are in the same heart space as we are. So that's how we're going to strengthen ourselves. Human beings work best together. We work best when we're connected in that heart energy to each other. And being guided again by the King of Wands energy, being guided into leadership and into envisioning and creating this new world that we're moving into. If we can do that in a Two of Cups perspective, so we can work together. So this is working relationships, friendships, any kind of partnerships, moving forward with people and deepening those bonds and strengthening them and feeding them. That's going to really work to our benefit moving through September. It's going to be fundamental. It sort of anchors us through this big rush of energy that's continuing to blow through this month. So it should be quite an interesting ride this month. I think a lot of changes happening all around us. So I really hope that you have a pleasant and positive ride through. I hope this has been, as always, interesting and informative, and I will see you again next month. It's been fascinating following this journey through the tarot, and I hope that you've also found it interesting. And I will see you again in October as we go further into autumn. It's really been a change, hasn't it, in the air. When I've been out walking my dog Flynn in the woods, there are acorns underfoot and crunchy leaves, and it's really lovely and autumnal, and the air is fresh after the rain. It's really very beautiful out there. I hope you're enjoying this, and I will see you soon. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. It's Janny from Tarot Reading London signing off. I'll see you next week, if not before, for a reading, of course. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Bye.